I'm Anton.
Huh? One night while doing the dishes, I suddenly got a nosebleed. And then I collapsed.
Honey? Daddy, are you okay? Daddy!
I was rushed off to the hospital right away, but
How are you, Daddy?
I'm fine. Sorry for worrying you. I'm Yosuke Atama. It seems like something is happening within my body right now that makes me sick. I underwent a detailed examination the following day.
Honey, I brought you some fruits. Hurry up and get better. Daddy, listen to this. At school today,
But while I was hospitalized, my wife, Wakana, my daughter, Aika, came to visit me every day. So I've been blessed with such a loving wife and adorable daughter. I was content. But the results of my examination.
He has only a year left.
Huh? It was a bolt from the blue. I was told that I had very little time left in this world. I had been so busy with work the past few years that I had barely been able to take a break. I hadn't even been keeping up with my annual health checkups. During that time, my illness had already progressed to the stage of no return. I see. So, looks like I only have a year left to live. To be honest, I was scared. I had never even considered the possibility of something like this happening to me, but
Don't give up, Daddy. Exactly. We'll get through this together.
when my head was down and my shoulders were slumped, this was what my wife and daughter said to me. Wakana, Aika. They're right. I can't give up now. It's a pretty tricky disease, but there's still plenty of treatment options available. Yes, have to hang in there for my family. The next day, my wife handed me a document.
I'd like to claim our life insurance benefits, but I need you to sign here first.
Why is it covered? She had put a piece of paper on top of it so that I couldn't see anything except where I was supposed to sign.
You don't have to see everything. There are some expressions they use that might be upsetting to those who are sick.
Really? For someone who wasn't familiar with how insurance worked, I took it as my wife being considerate of my feelings and signed it as she told me to. But for some reason after that, the number of times Wakana and Aika visited me dropped drastically. They used to come every day, but now it was once every 3 days, which became once a week. Eventually, I was lucky if I got to see them once a month. And finally, they stopped showing up altogether. Sorry, I was just wondering if you could bring me a change of clothes. Ended up calling her because I run out of clean underwear. Except that was just an excuse. The truth is that I was lonely. All I wanted was to see the faces of my family. But...
Ugh.
Huh? Did she just scoff in disgust? Am I imagining things? I met my wife when we were in university. But please go out with me!
Okay.
It was love at first sight. We got married right after graduating, and she became a housewife.
Daddy, higher!
Our little family was complete when Aika came along. The three of us had lived happily without any major issues until now, but... Your clothes have arrived! Who are you? The person who brought me my clothes was a teenager I'd never seen before. I was paid to bring this here. Apparently, he's a young man that lives in our neighborhood. Right, I see. Thank you. You'd rather do this and come and visit me? That was the last straw for me, and I demanded that Wakana and Aika pay me a visit. Shortly after, when they finally came to my hospital room.
We're already divorced.
Huh? How? My wife shoved a divorce document into my face. And then even more shocking was my signature was already on there. I don't remember signing anything like this. No, wait. Don't tell me. That time when she told me to sign the life insurance documents? What she gave me was actually this divorce form.
Now that you can't work, you're of no more use to us.
Bye-bye, Daddy.
My mind went blank. But what are you two gonna do? What are you gonna live on? What about Aika's school fees? I shouted desperately after them. It was my last-ditch attempt to stop them from leaving me, but... Are you done here? Who the hell is that guy?
As my ex-husband, that no longer has anything to do with you.
And then Wakana and Aika left with that nameless man. And they never came to see me again. I was left to fight the illness all on my own. It was a hellish time. Surgery, radiation, chemotherapy, immunotherapy. Due to the side effects of all these strong treatments, all my hair fell out. I also lost my appetite and was afflicted with constant nausea and fatigue. Not to mention the emotional pain I was in after my own family left me for dead. Is this it? Am I gonna die? You're in this hospital bed all alone? I felt like my heart was being crushed under the weight of all the loneliness, frustration, and sadness I was feeling. But that night, I had a dream. I dreamt of my childhood days. And I remembered. Yeah. There was something I'd always wanted to do. Work, household chores, and trying to do my best by my family. Time had flown by at the speed of light, and somehow my dreams had fallen by the wayside. No! I can't die like this! As tears streamed from my eyes, I made my decision. I'll live or die trying! From the bottom of my deep, dark swamp I'd fallen into, I rose back to my feet once again. We will commence a procedure. I used all the money I'd saved up for Aika's future studies and poured it into the most groundbreaking, advanced treatment I could find. It was a procedure that could only be done with the latest technology and hadn't even been approved for medical use by the masses yet. 10 years later.
President, about today's schedule.
Miraculously, despite being given only 1 year to live, I recovered completely. Thanks, I'll be counting on you today too. After that, in order to get a fresh start in life, I founded my toy manufacturing company, a dream I had ever since I was a little kid. My designs are inspired by the experiences of my childhood. They became popular with the public one after another, and sales revenues soared in the blink of an eye. Good morning, President. Anton, sorry to call you in so suddenly. Our regular security guard broke a bone. No problem, you can count on me. Now my toy company is renowned as the biggest in the industry, famous for its high-quality products. The only thing is that I'm so busy I wish I could split myself in two, but I'm thankful for that too. One day.
I'm sorry, but you have to make an appointment before. Do you know who I am? Hurry up and let me see your president right now. This is so annoying. But may I ask who exactly you are? I'm his wife. Huh?
My wife? The crazy woman who showed up at my office out of the blue was Wakana, my ex-wife. one who abandoned me when I needed her the most. She had brought Aika with her as well. Upon meeting them, I noticed their extremely shabby appearance immediately.
Honey, you look so much better.
Daddy, long time no see. I dressed up just to meet you, you know.
Hi. Our first time seeing one another in 10 years. To be honest, I didn't know how to treat them anymore. And then Wakana.
That man was absolutely the worst.
Huh? Without needing me to ask, she started telling me everything that had happened since the day I last saw them.
He told me all kinds of lies about how highly educated he was.
Apparently, that guy was Wakana's classmate in high school. While I was lying on a hospital bed, Wakana went to an alumni gathering and ended up having intimate relations with him.
Truth was that he never graduated university, and he didn't even have a job. On top of that, he borrowed from loan sharks and put us into debt. And one day he just disappeared.
After that guy ran away and left him with a mountain of debt, Wakana and Aika had no choice but to live in poverty.
This can't be.
There was a huge fire because a neighbor left the stove on. The entire house was swallowed up in the flames, and they lost the only shelter they had.
That was when I found out about you. He's alive?
Daddy!
And it hit me. This has to be fate, I thought. Just like the flow of the river and the invisible activities of the trees. Just like the mother sea that gives and takes away in equal measures. Just like life itself. Eventually, everything returns to where it should be. I felt immense gratitude right then. Honey, come and live with us again.
Huh?
Even though we took some detours along the way, in the end, we're still a family.
I want to live together again too, Daddy.
I finally come to my senses. I think you've always been the most important to me.
At that moment, tears streamed down my face.
Honey, you feel the same way too, don't you?
Daddy!
Oh. You two are just so pathetic.
Huh?
I'm here, Daddy, Mommy.
Daddy? Huh? Whose child is this? Yukinari, you're early today.
He's my son. Mine and hers.
Huh?
Yes, after I recovered, I met Yuka, who's working as my secretary now, and we got married. We have an adorable son named Yukinari.
How unfair! You can't be the only happy one here!
Unfair?
This is adultery. I demand consolation money.
There was no trace left of the wife I had loved with all my heart before. But at that moment,
Do you even hear yourself? You were the one who chose this path, didn't you?
my wife, Yuka, couldn't stand it anymore.
His current happiness is the result of his own perseverance and hard work. Please don't belittle his efforts just by saying it's unfair.
Yuka,
And 10 years ago, if you had stayed by his side when he needed you, I wasn't in the picture yet at that point. You two were the only ones he had.
well, I'm glad I saw your true colors before it was too late. Tadanaka? Yes, sir. Your divorce was officially finalized long ago. You have no grounds to stand on. Thanks. Tadanaka here is an excellent family attorney under my employment. If you'd like to take this to court, please be my guest. I'll fight you to the end. And just in case, let me state this as clearly as possible. Wakana, Aika, you two are no longer welcome in my life. And then I told them the same thing they told me all those years ago. You're of no more use to me! Remove them from the premises.
Let go! Let go of me! What are we supposed to do now? How do we survive out there?
Daddy, please help us.
Sorry, Anton, just one more thing.
Huh?
This would be the last thing I said to them. Live or die trying. At least I could offer them one final piece of advice. With that, I bid farewell to my past for good. I'm gonna treasure the new life I have now with my new family. After all, I've never been happier than I am now.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Come back again for more, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.